Greetings, wrestling fans, and welcome to Celtic Legacy Wrestling. I am the Bard, the Keeper of Scrolls, and the Teller of Tales. Today I have the honor of presenting to you CLW episode 26. On today's show, we have Rhia Ripley versus Safire Reed, Owens versus Myla Grace. Apparently, the Conduits of Karma are back together after taking each other on last week and will be facing off against the Last Kickers. We're going to hear from Liv Morgan, Finn Balor, and Blair Onyx, oddly enough. And our main event is the Draw teaming with Finlay to take on the Triangle of Terror. Now let's get to the action. Welcome to CLW episode 26. We're opening up with the Conduits of Karma, Hannah Taylor and Raven Freed versus the Last Kickers, Rhia O'Reilly and Becky Lynch. Last week, after Hannah defeated Raven said that maybe Hannah wasn't the weak link. We apologized to Hannah backstage and said, let's keep going as a team. We were dominant. There's no reason why we can't possibly win those tag team championships. And now it looks like the Conduits of Karma are back together after their brief misunderstanding, I guess you would say. Right now, Hannah's in control. Going for a tag. Raven just tagged herself into the match. Hannah with a punch to Raven right in the jaw. Now Hannah's leaving. Hannah just said, there's your karma, Raven, and walked away. This is how this all started when Raven left Hannah for a 2-on-1 match at the time against Where's the Party. Now Raven is by herself against the Last Kickers. I guess as they say, karma really is a witch. Rhea now taking control of Raven. Raven trying to take control, but Rhea fighting back. Rhea tossing Raven to the outside, now going out after her. I'm guessing that's it for the Conduits of Karma. Clearly these two are not going to get along. Was that Hannah's plan all along? Give Raven some karma. Raven now in the wrong part of town. We have yet to see Becky Lynch in this match, but I guess Rhea figures she's got it under control. Raven now trapped in the corner. Rhea stomping her, choking her with her foot. Going for a pin here. Raven's out for 2. Raven going outside to take a breather, but that allows Becky to be tagged in. Raven catches Becky on her way into the ring. Rolling elbow to the back of Becky's head. Now kick. When Raven left Hannah during their tag match, Hannah ultimately got the win in that 2-on-1 situation. Is Raven going to be able to do the same here? Raven with a kick from the second rope. Actually getting psyched up. Punches to Becky's head. A stomp. Missed with that. Raven still in control of Becky at this point. Working on Becky's arm. Knees to the back. Going for that submission. Becky gonna tap out. Rhea in just as Becky was reversing into a pin. That was bad timing. Becky now taking control of Raven with some punches. Raven now reverses the springboard drop kick. Becky makes a tag. This is now a 2-on-1 situation as Hannah left Raven to fend for herself, but not without a punch to the jaw. Raven now in control of Rhea. Could be setting her up here. I don't see Becky. I think she's down on the outside. Going for that submission again. Can she make Rhea submit? Becky's in. Becky not only broke the submission, but she kicked the ref in the head. Raven with a forearm from the top rope. Rhea crawling over and getting a tag to Becky. The referee just had some words with Becky after that kick to the face. Becky setting Raven up. Disarm her. Raven gonna tap. Becky releases the hold. Becky taunting Raven to get up. She's on the second rope. Raven steps aside. Becky missing. Raven with a knee and a kick, taking Becky down. Raven now going for a pin. Rhea in, but didn't need to come in. Raven setting Becky up. It'll be that submission again, but she's too close to the ropes, I believe. Managed to pull her away from the ropes. Becky tapped. Looks like we're going to hear from Liv Morgan. It's going to be another open challenge. So far, she's undefeated the past several weeks. Liv says there's no open challenge tonight, but she's undefeated thus far. And there will be an open challenge at Pay the Piper. She says the open challenge at Pay the Piper will be a title match this time. Who will answer Liv's challenge at Pay the Piper? Now we have an interesting match. Myla Grace representing Where's the Party versus Lee Owens representing the She-Wolves. On the last episode of CLW, the main event was the She-Wolves defending the Women's Tag Team Championship against Where's the Party. the action went to the outside, and while it appeared that Leah Owens had plenty of opportunity to take the match back into the ring, she stayed out long enough that Myla slipped in at 10, causing a countout. Myla Grace then accused Leah Owens of intentionally causing a countout so they could hold on to their championship. Whether that's the case or not, Leah has denied it, but Myla challenged Leah to this match. Leah now taking control of Myla. Session Moss in Myla Grace's corner. Casey Owens in Leah Owens' corner. Casey Owens throwing a kendo stick in the ring. At Pay the Piper, these two teams will face each other again for the Women's Championship, Tag Team Championship. We'll see if this time around we have new champions, or if the Two Wolves will retain and continue their dominance. Right now, Myla and Lee are exchanging holds here. Neither one able to get an upper hand yet. Casey now removing the turnbuckle pad. The referee immediately on that, but now she's distracted as Lee goes for a pin. No count by the ref, who's distracted with the turnbuckle pad that Casey removed. Myla slips out of the way of that dropkick. Lariat by Myla. Myla now taking control of Leah Owens. Myla sending Lee head first into the buckle like a torpedo. Now working on Lee's arm. Perhaps looking for a submission here. Breaks the hold. Myla to the second rope. Elbow. Pop-up powerbomb. Myla with a pin. Kick out. That was close. I thought that was a 3. Myla maintaining control over Leah Owens. Lee climbing up in the corner. Myla with an uppercut. The ref distracted with the turnbuckle pad again. Giving Lee time to get out of this submission. Kicked now by Lee. DDT now taking control of the match. Sending Myla into the corner. Big boot from Lee with no place for Myla to go. Shoes. I thought for sure Myla was knocked out after that kick. Myla getting pumped up. Now taking it to Lee with a knee. Myla going to the top rope. Missing with that elbow drop. Lee now taking control after Myla missed that elbow drop from the top rope. Forearm in the corner. What's Lee looking for here? Just beating Myla down and Myla reversing, tying Lee up in the rope. Dragon suplex. Myla now setting Lee up. What has she got in mind? Another pop-up power bomb. 1, 2. Myla has defeated Lee Owens. Finn Balor coming out with microphone in hand. He and the Irish Aces have been having their difficulties with the Final Testament. This all started when Finn and Batista were having a back and forth with the Sponsored Championship. Finn says he wants the Sponsored Championship back. He wants a match with Batista at Pay the Piper. He said the Animal is going to meet the Demon at Pay the Piper. So if Batista, the man he says he is, he'll defend the championship at Pay the Piper. Now we have Safire Reed versus Rhia Ripley. Rhia has Stephanie Vaquer in her corner. Safire has Anita Vaughn. This rivalry started when Safire Reed interfered in Rhea's match with Liv Morgan for the championship, ultimately costing Rhia that match. The first match these two had against each other, Anita Vaughn came out, interfered, and that began a handicap situation with Rhea versus both members of Hyperactive for a couple of weeks, which Rhea then introduced Stephanie Vaquer as her new tag partner at Belfast Brawl. So now these two are facing each other again, only this time it's an equal playing field. Rhea taking control of Safire. A leg drop. Rhea taunting Safire to get up. Taking Safire down with several lariats and a drop kick. Ripley to the top. Double axe handle. They have one count. Rhea maintaining control over Safire. Powerbomb. Action going to the floor. Rhea stomping on Safire. Safire countering Rhea on the outside. Rhea now in some trouble. We're at 6, 7. Safire locking in submission hold. Briefly, we're at 9. And double count out. Blair Onyx coming out. Management has given her an opportunity to come out and explain herself. Kaya McKenna is barred from coming out. She's been attacking Kaya, not even a member of the roster. She says the reason she's been attacking Kaya is simple. Dawn sent her here to take out Kaya. And she wants Kaya to pay the piper. So there it is, folks. Apparently Dawn sent Blair to CLW. Time for our main event. 6-man tag. The draw, Sammy D, Jay, and their partner Finlay, who they have teamed with before, versus the Triangle of Terror, Drew McIntyre, Wade Barrett, and Aleister Black. Sammy D will be challenging Drew McIntyre for the CLW Championship at Pay the Piper. Debbie Keitel in the Draws corner. Kathy Kelly in the Triangles corner. Wade Barrett now in control of Sammy D. Sammy D has lost the past couple of weeks. A couple of weeks ago it was to Wade Barrett, and last week to Aleister Black. He does not even have a win streak going in his match against Drew McIntyre. Drew to the top. Clothesline from the top rope. Sammy D able to reverse Drew McIntyre. Now taking control of Drew. Drew took the CLW Championship from CM Punk at Belfast Brawl. And after two brutal claymores, Drew came out on the next episode of CLW and said that CM Punk sustained a concussion and we will not be seeing him for a while. And he was saying he needed a challenger, and then Sammy D came out and challenged Drew to give him a match. Drew accepted, and that match will be taking place in a couple of days at Pay the Piper. Jay's in the ring. Aleister Black just tagged in. Aleister taking control of Jay. Going for a pin. Not even a 2. Debbie Keitel just reached in and grabbed Aleister Black's leg, causing a distraction so Jay could get control. Satellite DDT from Jay. Ending moonsault. Next snap. Jay now in control of Aleister Black. Double team as Sammy's tagged in. Beautiful teamwork by the Draw. Sammy maintaining control over Aleister Black, headed to the top rope. Debbie in the ring, trying to cause a distraction. I'm not sure to who at that point. Jay nailing Aleister from behind as Sammy threw him into the corner. Aleister is in the wrong part of town. Sammy taking Aleister to the corner and up to the top rope. Just knocking Aleister to the floor. Now giving a couple of shots to Wade and Drew. Seems to be focusing more on Drew. Those attacks may have given Aleister a chance to recover. Wade now throwing Sammy back into the ring. Aleister rolling up Sammy D on 1 count. Getting a little bit of chaos in this match. Everybody's coming in and out of the ring. Sammy D now in the wrong part of town. Double team as Drew's tagged in. That was brutal by the triangle. Drew missing with that boot. But he's recovered. See a power bomb. Good out power bomb. Drew going for a pin. Not even a 2. Sammy has definitely been showing that he's got moments where it's difficult to put him down and beat him, even in the matches with Wade and Aleister. He says the reason he lost the matches with Wade and Aleister was all the interference from the outside. Jay went for a pin, but it was broken by Aleister. Jay taking control of Drew. Unfortunately, he was paying attention to the crowd and allowed Drew to tag in Aleister. Due to the interference in the past matches that Sammy says cost him his matches, Sammy D has said that no one should be allowed at ringside for their championship match, to which Drew has agreed. So for their CLW championship at Pay the Piper, no one will be allowed at ringside. It will just be Sammy D versus Drew McIntyre. Wade now taking control of Jay. Sending Jay into his corner. Tagging Aleister for another double team. Punch from the second rope. Knee. That might have knocked Jay out. Finlay in there by right to break that pin up. Black Mass. That might be it now. Sammy D in. Breaking the pin. Jay is in trouble, but he manages to avoid that spinning knee from Aleister Black. Jay now trying to take some control. He should be getting over there and tagging out. Kathy Kelly up on the apron causing a distraction. And this is why no one's going to be allowed at ringside for that championship match. Drew now tagged in. Another double team. We saw this before. Just busted Jay open. Jay manages to get a tag to Finlay. How did he do that? Finlay in there with Drew. Drew is able to catch him coming in. Finlay countering, taking Drew down. Possibly trying to get Drew to submit here. Breaking the hold. Drew nipped up. Still caught by Finlay. Setting up for a submission here. Got the crossface chicken wing on. Drew stops on Finlay's foot. And a Claymore out of nowhere. Is that gonna do it? Jay manages to break that up. Wade tagged in. Wade countering Finlay. Finlay sent into the corner. Another double team coming in. The triangle. Wade and Aleister, a very impressive tag team. Former champion. Aleister with a pin attempt. Finlay out before 2. Finlay in the wrong part of town. Aleister goes over to the corner and gets a couple of punches. That gave Finlay a chance to get a second wind here. Aleister reversing. Aleister getting out of there. Wade's back in. Wade tagging Drew. Frequent tags by the triangle here. Drew setting Finlay up, possibly for that power bomb. Is that gonna do it? Finlay's out. That was close though. I thought that was gonna be it. Finlay still being kept in the triangle's corner. They've cut the ring off. Finlay crawling for a tag. And Aleister is too busy taunting the crowd. Sammy D is now in. Catching Aleister as he's turning around. Tiger suplex. Sammy now has Aleister in his corner. Not sure why we would be tagging Finlay right back in. Should have kept the fresh man in. Pin by Finlay. Drew making the save. Finlay in control of Aleister, putting him up on the top rope. You're gonna see here, it's like a white noise from the second rope. That might be it for Aleister. 2, 3, the draw and Finlay wins. Things are heating up as we head into Pay the Piper. In just 2 days, you're going to see Sammy D versus Drew McIntyre. Everyone's banned from ringside. Blair Onyx has called out Kaya McKenna. Liv Morgan is going to have an open challenge, and this time her championship is going to be on the line. Hannah Taylor and Raven Creed are apparently still not seeing eye to eye. I don't think those two are ever going to be a team again. And Finn Balor has called out Batista, and it sounds like he may be summoning the demon. You're not going to want to miss the stories yet to be told. So unless you're the village idiot, you should like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.